Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on the 1 day time frame for Bitcoin, because today, guys, we saw a wick above this descending channel that Bitcoin has been trading below for a very long time. Now, I know that quite frequently on the channel, we have been taking a look at this descending trend line. However, today is actually no different because this level of resistance on the daily time frame is still here, currently sitting at about 85.6k. Now, yes, once we get the daily candle close above this descending trend line, you will see me flip much more bullish on Bitcoin. And yes, I will be expecting higher price action for Bitcoin after that as well. However, as it stands today, we are likely not going to see this daily candle close above, and therefore I will continue to be bearish on Bitcoin here, again, so long as we are trading below this descending trend line. Next, if we take a look at this 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin, notice how we quickly peaked above that descending trend line that I just mentioned. However, after that, we actually fell back below it once again. Typically not a bullish outlook in the short term, and more importantly, on this 4-hour time frame, guys, we are currently breaking down below this ascending trend line as well. And again, typically this is not a bullish signal in the short term, and the analysis is actually the same for all of the timeframes below the 4-hour time frame as well, because this will all just look like an ascending trend that is now being broken, and again points to more short-term downside from there. So for now, guys, the analysis is actually quick and simple. Yes, if we break above this on the daily time frame, you will see me flip much more bullish. But until then, I am still simply bearish on Bitcoin here. Either way, let's take a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. First of all, on this 2-week time frame, notice how we just swept a bunch of liquidity to the upside, but left a big pocket of liquidity right here at 88.9k. On the 3-day time frame, we have taken out most of that liquidity to the upside and are about to dip into this pocket of liquidity at 83.5k. Either way, there is more liquidity to the downside as low as 81.8k. So that is something to take note of as well. But if we zoom out all the way to the 1-year time frame for the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we actually left this liquidity at 88.9k to the upside. And in terms of liquidity to the downside, that is starting at around 81.1k. Something else that we should take note of is that we just created this CME gap to the upside, because there is now a CME gap at 87.2k as we are currently dropping to the downside. And as far as the first gap to the downside goes, that will be at 80,000 US dollars in the Bitcoin price. So yes, we have a gap to the upside, and yes, we have a gap to the downside as well. Currently, I am more leaning towards this gap to the downside being filled, especially so long as we are trading below that descending trend line on the daily time frame. Now, I will actually take it one step further. If we break the downtrend on the daily time frame that I showed you at the beginning of this video, not only is this gap going to get filled, but I think likely this gap at 95,000 is also going to get filled after that. So yes, that is my outlook at the moment for Bitcoin. However, for now, as I'm seeing it, we are just trending down. Next, taking a quick look at the Bitcoin ETF flow tables. Yesterday, we saw a net outflow of close to $160 million. So this is having a downwards pressuring effect on the Bitcoin price, especially the last 3 days here. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make videos during this time because of my exams, of course. But yes, for now, they are pressuring the Bitcoin price to the downside. And that is something to take note of, as the Bitcoin ETFs will continue to trade on Thursday as well as on Friday. So understand that that is a potential risk in the short term. Either way, this has been today's market update. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.